first noticed Vic as a player when I had no choice but to notice him.
The first time I ever noticed Victor was when he subbed in for Optic Gaming in an online tournament. He got like 5 kills in a row.
A lot of people see him as a prodigy.
I think him subbing in for us kind of got him that extra attention, even though he already had like all eyes on him.
I think his first event, he actually got 2nd place.
You see this new Echo Fox roster looking incredibly strong here. Thanks to that man right there with the ponytail. That's M Powers playing incredibly well in his debut.
That's when I knew that kid was going to be great.
He's 16, 17. He's really young.
When it was getting closer to my birthday, I noticed a lot of professional players DMing me if I want to play with them.
From the first tournament of playing with him, he impressed the shit out of me.
He's a very explosive player with a lot of skill.
Powers with 25 kills in 6 rounds.
A lot of people were trying to, play with me and see what I'm capable of.
This is what you want to see from Powers. His 483rd kill of the tournament.
That kid is talented. Every single tournament, we go out there and we give it our all.
The objective is to pretty much build a brotherhood. We're playing for the person on their left and the person on the right.
Being at the top, you have this feeling that you're always being watched. Like everyone wants to take you down.
I'm on the game basically 24/7. It's just all dedication.
Right now, I'm just living the dream of playing Gears of War. I have no regrets, and I'm here to dominate.
I'm trying to achieve a goal and trying to prove people wrong.
It's about winning.
Let's go, man!
I was 6 years old when my dad started playing Gears of War. I'll be behind him sitting on the bed just watching him play with my uncles and stuff like that.
He got his first Xbox as a Christmas gift, and that's where it all began.
So I was playing from a pretty young age, and every time her and my dad would go out, they'll ask me if I want to go, and I'll be like, no, I'll just stay home playing Gears all day, for hours and hours.
I think it was right before he turned 15, I got a divorce, and so I became that single mom raising that teen boy by myself. It's easier to manage a teenager if they're inside.
For the pro circuit, I was basically a typical kid. My life was basically it's like a routine. Go to school, come home, play until my mom gets home. Even when she went to sleep, I'll, try to play while she was sleeping.
Gears helped me in that way just because I knew he was home anyway. I can trust that when I say I'm doing my nighttime work that he is actually home doing that. So that was our living situation at that time. So he had a big change when he kind of turned that teen age. And I think he put his focus on the gaming more at that time because I guess he just wanted to forget what was happening in real life. That was his own self-therapy, which helped him.
Before the pro circuit, she didn't really understand anything I was trying to accomplish in the game, basically. Me trying to go pro.
He would show me YouTube montages of him. I'm like, this is really YouTube? You're on YouTube? There's making videos of you playing? So I started watching him, and then he started explaining to me how there are things called professional players and contracts, and kids make money off of this. This is a career. I was skeptical at first, like all moms, I assume. Even at that moment, I didn't think it was gonna get to this point.
I started playing competitively on game battles, through Gal 3 till Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And that's when I really got into wanting to be a professional, wanting to travel to other places and play the game for money and just compete. I always had that competitive vibe in me. So, and then Gears 4, I was just trying to get to, get noticed to that top AM, you could say, top amateur player. And then one day I got hit up by Optic to sub for 2K.
We were looking for people to fill in just for 2Ks and even for the regional.
And once I got a DM from Gilbert, I'm pretty sure I was like no way. I just couldn't believe he hit me up because I didn't know he knew who I was. So once I read the DM, I responded in seconds. Like, I didn't even think about it. I just said yes right away, and it was just a good feeling.
From the first 2K or first tournament of playing with him, he impressed the shit out of me.
When he subbed in for us, at first I actually just thought he was just gonna play the home hill spots and just kind of be that sub. I think he was actually filling in the actual spot, and he was making plays for us. That's one thing I did notice compared to the other subs that subbed in for us. Usually everyone else is just kind of there, but he was popping 3 pieces, he was getting 4 pieces, and he was just making his own highlight reel, to be honest.
I think Vic's potential is endless. He has all the raw talent, a player could have, but he has to learn how to balance his life overall. I know he still goes to school. I know he's getting this money, at a very young age, but he has to learn how to save, make sure he's a good teammate no matter what, and it's always professional.
Victor's potential is unlimited. He knows what to do and how to put in the work in order to, have really good skill. Now, all he has to do now is how to get smarter. You have to be smart and be skillful. So if he applies himself in the brain department, he can be the best player in the world.
He has infinite potential. It's like Mental. I used to play with Mental when he was 12 years old or 11 years old on Gears of War 2, and I was 14. So we were both young kids playing together, and you could see that Mental was really good. But I didn't think that Mental was going to turn into what he is today. And it's kind of the same thing with Vic. He's young. He's 16. He's got so much to learn, and he's already doing the things that he's doing.
Remember when he was getting all those calls for the contracts?
Yeah.
But you weren't 16 yet.
Nah, I was 15. I have to be 16 or up to play or whatever. It's a rule.
Why do you think they were offering you all that and they knew that you weren't of age?
Try to sneak me in the event, basically.
You're that good?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No?
I remember, if I'm right, I think Justin called me a couple of times talking about if we should join this team or that team.
He was giving you advice?
Yeah, but it was for both of us. And I was just I'm down with anything, just wherever you go, I'm going. And then we just talked about it, I think for 2 days. Back and forth, just phone call after phone call after phone call.
Deciding?
Deciding, yeah, because I was talking to other players too from other teams. And then I think I told one of them, I think it was me and God players, it was Kayed, and we joined Echo together. Because Kenny was already basically signed. So.
The reason I care, there's 2 reasons. One, there's obviously the selfish reason of I'm looking to be a contender. I'm looking to be a champion again. And when I look at what Vic brings to the table, I can see a champion in that kid when he sits there and plays. And when I saw him play just from that 1-2K, you can see he's got the attributes of a champion. So, obviously for selfish reasons, I want to have the best team possible. So I want to play with him. But also the second reason is what better team for him to develop with than, 2 of the smartest players in the game right now between me and Fran. And then you've got Kyle, he's a good teammate and a good friend. It's a strong learning environment for him.
Why'd you want to play with Justin?
He's coming off optics, so in my head, I was thinking about how he could teach me and kind of mentor me more about the game so I could get better.
He is like a mentor with everything. How to behave, what to expect. So that's good. At first, when he first was playing, I was like, well, these are older men. These are men. You're like a child. And I know they're talking about probably, saying the language that I wouldn't want him to say. So that was my main concern. But then when it changed to him actually, me seeing that these are relationships that he's having with these people. And even though it's weird now in the 2019 that it's online community, it's still all the same. Those bonds still matter. Those relationships are important. Gears is his community, Gears is his group. What made you want to sing with Echo more than any of the other ones?
At the time, they were the top team. And I felt felt like I belonged in the top team. So.
You make good friends as well.
Yeah.
And they've been playing gears for how long?
Oh, no.
You're playing gears with a couple of guys that played for years. And you were way younger.
Since Gears War 1. I was like 6.
It all worked out in the end, though.
Yeah.
He's one of those special players that are like once in an era. People talk about the first era of like Puff and Atmo, and then the second era of Nasty and Praised, and now this third era of like mental explosives and rushies. I feel like Vic is in his own era. Vic is hands down the future of Gears.
Hearing other pro players say that I'm the best player in the game right now is kind of like shocking to me, because I was a little kid watching all of them play, and me looking up to them, me going on the game and copying their moves or their strategies to play, me trying to be like them, it's basically like a dream come true.
We've kind of had like a new beginning type of year. We've moved, that's why I don't have a lot of furniture. One of my biggest reasons for moving was because Victor's room was very small, and I know he needed monitors and space, and he needs to be comfortable in order for him to be motivated and focused. So I said, we're gonna get a nice bigger place. You're gonna get your room done. His room is the only one that's done.
No, right?
No.
Definitely no. This one's alright.
I like that one more.
I just don't like these pillows. Something from like Little Mermaid or something.
Yeah.
Not your style?
No, not at all.
Why don't you like it?
Because I gotta clean it. I don't want to. No, I don't like it.
You gotta clean that one too.
You fit?
Yeah.
Let's look at that coffee table over there. See?
I mean, the matches, no?
Yeah. It goes up. This we could put in with the big flat, the big 3D TV that we have.
I like it.
I think these are, oh. That's cool.
This is cool, yeah.
I like that. Table and chairs, you want?
The blue couch.
Blue couches.
And I don't think you could buy that just a separate rug.
And yes, and the gray rug.
Okay.
So far, so good. And I may want to get one of those.
I like the one in purple.
Okay, so make sure we order all that and finally get to set up the house.
Yeah.
Excited. So we wanted positive energy. I left everything behind from our so-called past life. Victor's gonna be 17 next month. He's gonna be a senior. He's traveling his tournaments. He got his schedule ready. So, and I worked really hard to find a place that's closer to school. So that way he's not waking up as early as he needs to be. He can go to sleep a little bit later, have his rest, and do his day. You were little, you used to love coming here, but we had to come really early because by midday, when it got a lot of people, we wanted to leave. You didn't like it.
It was just too crowded. We
had to be the first ones. We would wait till the doors open. By the time we spent half the day there and it got full, we were ready to go. Too many people. You didn't like it. None of this. I don't think that those things were here.
Should've got a cup.
Listen to me.
I think my favorite thing to see in the zoo was the cheetahs and stuff like that. Not cheetahs.
The hyenas.
The hyenas. Yeah.
And you didn't like feeding the animals.
Yes, I did.
You don't like the way it felt after.
It's always like a special experience to have like really passionate, highly skilled players come and check out the game. It's actually a lot of fun whenever we get to talk to anybody about the game. But with these like players, you know, people like Victor, we get to nerd out about the game. We get to talk about all the like little details that don't matter to anybody else except these kinds of players, and that's super special for us.
It's your first play test, right?
Yeah.
Put the switches on the bottom. Excited to get to the coalition?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long are we gonna be there, literally?
Like a day.
Okay.
With Victor, what I see is somebody that respects the game. He's got a fantastic demeanor. He's looking to learn. He has natural raw talent, but at the same time, a humility and an ability to sort of see the bigger picture. And I think that's one of the most refreshing attitudes that I've seen.
Getting packed here to go to Vancouver. I get to play Gears 5 for the first time. I'm nervous, but kind of excited for the experience just because I get to see the new game for the first time, but I also get to see if they've made the changes that I'd like to see from Gears 4 to Gears 5. And Vic is coming with me. Let's go on up there and see what they've been working on.
I think Victor is a pretty cool example of, you know, new blood coming into the scene. Gears of War has a rich esports scene that's been around for a long time, and it's the same in like any sport or esports. Like, you know, when players get older, they, you know, lose some of that, you know, whether it's reaction speed or anything like that. And so getting such talented young man into the scene, I think is super exciting.
How was the flight? It was long, right?
Yeah, kind of slept a little bit, but not really.
Are you ready for the game?
Yeah, I want to try everything new, like gameplay, I guess you could say, or new mechanics of the game.
We were here before, but we've never been to the coalition. We went to a tournament.
Yeah,
So
I'm actually excited to be in the coalition for the first time.
that's great. We're gonna see a lot of people.
Yeah,
Are you excited to play?
yeah, definitely excited.
That's good. I'm excited to watch.
I've been up here a couple times for some play tests, and initially it was pretty difficult to give feedback to Ryan and Otto, but over time it's gotten very easy to talk to them, and I feel like there's a good relationship between, you know, me and us as players talking to them, and they've been very good with the feedback system so far, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm 100% excited to play 5. I'm known for not enjoying Gears 4. I was gonna bring up how Lift has like a weapon placement for every round. So even if you wanted to adjust things on the map, you couldn't. I think we all agree with the philosophy you're saying, but the weapons right now are overtuned to do too much for what they're meant for. And the 2 secondary spawns on the bottom where D and F are, like the 2 orange ones there, I think there's too many weapon placements on the map. So hopefully they made all the changes I'd like them to. Yo, you ready for this?
Of course I am, bro.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm gonna meet you guys up there. I'm gonna call Taylor real quick.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Escalation is a mode that we brought to Gears and Gears 4. Why it's called escalation is because at the beginning, the lethality and like the sort of action is a little lower, and by the end of it, it's grown to be big, epic action with a lot, more weapons on the field and more stuff going on.
Escalation in Gears 4 was built as an esports mode, and when we developed Gears 5 Escalation, the changes that we made this time around was all about, getting the team involved more in sort of the in-between round decision making, giving more options to what the players can do with each of the players and the roles. We felt that people were still sort of throwing their lives away, and there wasn't much, repercussions to that. And we wanted people to think about, when they would push hard. And so we've implemented a life system now where you start off with 5 lives, and you could just straight up squander them all. But if you do, you can't respawn. You have to wait there till the round ends. And even when the round ends, you just get 1 life back. So that means you have to be really careful the next time you go out there.
So they really have to learn how to think more tactically, more strategically about how they spend each one of their lives so that they can maximize their team's effectiveness. In a lot of high-end video game playing, there can be a lot of ego. Both Victor and Justin kind of leave the ego at the door. And that's great to see in sort of a mentor-mentee relationship, and it's just great to see in players in general. And I think for a lot of players, it might be difficult to sort of admit, oh, I'm not so good here, and I need to grow up with these skills. And to see Victor be able to identify his own flaws and to have Justin be able to address those things and have help Victor grow is fantastic to watch.
Hi, I'm Victor.
Hey,
This is my mom, Jessica.
Hi, nice
Hey,
to meet
Jessica.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Ryan. I'm the design director for Gears of War multiplayer, and this is Otto. And I'm the producer for multiplayer.
Okay.
We've got all the Gears 5 set up for you. If you just take a look around and find a seat and check it out.
Okay, cool.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing? Pretty
Kenny.
good.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Welcome
how you
back.
doing? Thanks.
How's it going?
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm drifting over towards the stations over there.
You excited?
Yep, I'm pretty
Yeah.
excited. I'm gonna go over there and check
Okay,
them out.
let's check it out.
We've been working with Kenny for a long time. He's one of our more thoughtful players.
If someone puts a boom on plat, that boom is there for the entire half. You can't take it off, or you can't change it.
It's easy to have a conversation with him about mechanics, about how the game works, and he's able to express his experiences really well to us, and so we can use that when we're thinking about, how do we have to evolve the game, or if there are changes that need to be made.
Hey, Justin. How many times have you been to a playtest up in Canada here? I think it's like 4 or 5 times or something like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 ish, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Lucky, bro.
What about you?
1.
1?
Yep. My first time here.
First time here, so you didn't actually.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. So we're going to be taking a look at Escalation 2.0, which is going to be a little bit different than what you guys have played before. Escalation's a game that kind of mixes, territory control with a lot of slaying. We've taken that foundation and we've just tried to make lives matter in a much more deep way, right? So to bring kind of a feeling of momentum to the game.
Escalation was always built with team play in mind, with strategy in mind, and in Gears 4, it achieved all those things, but it's become a little bit stale. And in Gears 5, we sort of upped all those elements. Communication is critical. Strategy is critical. Coaches sort of, guiding the teams through a match is going to be a bigger thing. It all empowers that sort of feeling that we started with Gears 4, and in Gears 5 is going to be so much more strategic and deep.
Oh, new weapons.
There are new weapons, yeah.
The machine pistols. And the machine pistols are sort of an upgrade over the snub, where it's very short range, but fires really fast.
The snub is sort of a staple of Gears of War, and it's one shot. It's very accurate. The machine pistol is sort of almost like the opposite of that, where it shoots like a lot of rounds. You can hold it down for automatic fire. The recoil is insane, but if you're close to someone, you're doing an immense amount of damage.
And while it's not exactly for the competitive scene, we brought a favorite multiplayer feature, which is kill cam.
So,
Like when I play and I play guys that are good like you guys, you know, I just get killed. I just go around a corner and I get killed and I'm like, what the hell happened? And oftentimes, like I want to throw my controller and I'm like, there's no way. Like the game doesn't support that. There's no way they killed me. But seeing the kill cam, I'm gonna be like, all right, it's on me. And I get to learn from that, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
exactly. It'll help even us learn because this guy kills me a lot. So I'd like to see how he's killing me inside a game. That'll be good for old people like me.
Yeah.
So. You upped everybody's responsibility. I like it a lot.
it's really another level. We can't actually wait to have you guys play.
So I think that's enough talking about the game mode. Let's go and play it, all right?
I'm ready to go.
Sounds good.
Good luck, bro. Y'all hear me? I need some comms. Who's the IGL? Let me know. Come on, bro. We're not winning. We're not losing. We don't lose, Jim. We don't lose, bro.
Oh, we should pick positions.
I'm about to get cooked.
Alright, let's get this game started.
So before you spawn, anybody that's in back spawn, like a support spawn, can hit Y to change their grenades if they want to. They can pick between smoke and flash. So the flashbang's a new grenade inside Gears.
What happens is when you throw the smoke grenade and it lands, it sort of detonates and a sort of concussion, like concussive blow goes out and players get stunned. It's like the stunning is really powerful because you can make sure that, you know, a player doesn't hit his shots or can't even take shots for a little while, but it's always in smoke, right? And so you end up playing in smoke a lot because it's so impactful having stunned players. And so what we've done with Gears 5 is we've taken the smoke and sort of just made it its own thing.
And now we have split them into two and improved both.
You can take a smoke grenade to ensure that somebody can't see what you're doing, but if you want to stun them, which is you know, if you're attacking a point or something like that, you can take the flashbang. Can we get the game started? Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Mid house, dude. Mid that mid.
It's a little bit weird.
I'm down mid. I'm down.
I got
mid.
nice.
Get me. 19, get me. Actually, have 3 mids.
I got one. Oh my
Nice
god.
shot. Did you see that?
Oh well.
Oh, right there.
You said how you can upgrade weapons because they start with low ammo?
Upgrades are picks, so everything's a pick. What you can do is you can either choose to make it respawn faster or give it more ammo. So they picked a flashbang, and so now it's actually a cursor selection. So now you vote between smoke and flash.
So the sort of team captain gets to choose the slot that you're gonna adjust, and then everybody votes on the one thing that they want. So if the team is really coordinated and communicating, they'll all sort of vote the same thing. But if they're not, then you might see people go like, no, I want this one, no, I want that one, and then like they'll be sort of arguing it out a little bit.
When people first start picking in early rounds, they don't actually pick the most powerful weapons. They're not allowed to. So on the next pick, they can upgrade that into a more powerful weapon, like a precision rifle or a submachine gun. And then from there, what they can do is upgrade it into a power weapon with a third pick. The things you have access to are the center line and your half.
Okay.
Except there's one little nuance. You can choose to deny a slot to the enemy team on their territory. It won't spawn anymore for 3 rounds, but after those 3 rounds, it comes back.
Okay.
So you better hit A quick on which one you want.
And you can place it like anywhere?
Yeah, so they're placing it like basically on their secondary, close to spawn.
Oh, I missed my shot.
Yeah.
There is. Hold on. I see it. I see it.
I got Vic on me. Oh, I got down there, huh?
I'm behind you.
That guy's really hurt. 21? 21's really hurt.
They went our hill. They went. I'm gonna shoot our hill.
Watch out behind you. He's pushing behind you as well.
I got one. Can we get a break on our hill?
Yeah, you guys just crossed 200. But just make sure you don't get 3 capped here. Gotta get in a ring.
We got one. I got one down. Somebody has to cut that up.
I died in our house. Our house was pushing our home from behind.
Oh, I missed.
The burning scores like crazy, boys. Just keep running them.
So you can see on the top left, like how many like respawns you've got.
Go. Let's go, man. I'm doing it. That first decap. You decap, Dave.
Good job. Nice job.
Nice. I'm doing it.
Bro.
Let's go. Easy, mate. Let's go.
So every round you get like 1 extra life. So there you are down to 2. Like if you burn them all up, then like literally you just get 1.
I didn't even think to look at that.
Yeah, I know. Like when you're choosing to spawn, like right now you're choosing to like deplete your lives, right? So you're gonna start this round with 3. They were calling on the other side. They're like, they're burning lives. Just kill them. So just something to keep
That's just
in
not
mind.
like active up here.
I know. Yeah, it's a different way of thinking about it.
I'm rotating back to our hill. I'm gonna have shots from our middle side.
Over 17 is low.
One on your left, on your left.
Oh, I might die.
I'm gonna help here.
They're trying to crunch on our home.
I'm gonna play towards
heard
our
of me?
home. That's what this is.
For which, like we do a calculation of which team will win if it continues like this,
Yeah,
right?
I've been paying attention to that.
Yeah, so like for there, like once it's like 1 minute or something like that, it starts counting down. Like obviously you can affect it,
Yeah.
and if it goes like if you swing it around, it'll go away. But it'll tell you like a countdown, like we're winning. So you don't have to do like the mental like calculation anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I've liked that. It's helped me through this right now.
Right. Also, when you're in TACOM, if you bring up TACOM right now, you can see how many lives each of the other team has. Your team and the other team has, yeah. So if you see someone who's low and you're like, holy, like if we could just like eliminate one, like you can go for that.
I got a third one in this house. But like we have one of
Bro, I have on 1 shot in my home. Oh, he cut back.
Did you see the little dots like on the screen? Do you see the little dots on the screen when you're getting hit? Can you actually tell? Like, can you read them
Yeah,
right
I
now?
can. I can. Yeah. Like, especially when you went wide on me.
Yeah.
And I hit him with that the second shot. I could tell his body language changed because my full spread hit him. I seen it.
Yeah. You can actually see. Sorry. You can actually see the times now on all the respawns. So like if like you can actually tell like when snipe's coming up.
I seen it. It said 6, I think.
Yeah, it was 6 seconds. So snipe's up. Yeah, there you go. They just got it.
All right, I'm up.
I got long hands. They have.
Kill Marcus. Marcus dies.
All right.
I got hit by snipe.
He's been on like 5 lives ever since he went to 0. Not repeating that mistake.
So here you're picking, you get to vote between, because they're upgrading the grenades. It's now like the Marksa, Hammer Burster, and Incense. So pick which one you want. So then your team placed an instant there.
But I'm still getting used to it because sometimes I feel like I'm not hurt, but then I really am like full red because it's coming in this way.
You get like, as you're getting shot, there's like new indicators kind of showing you where you're getting shot from. So like, sort of watch for those, and like the omen will start to kind of show up a little earlier than the creep comes in. And so if you just watch for the hits, you kind of get a better feel for how damaged you are.
Yeah, feels weird. I have no lives. I have no lives.
You have no lives, Kenny?
Oh yeah, no,
you
I'm
have no
out,
lives?
Like I used all my lives.
Yo,
right now.
Kenny, are you okay? Yeah. You got destroyed. I'm sorry. Bad.
How many lives do you end up with there,
Don't pick up against
Kenny?
me, bro. Just know it. You know it, bro.
How many lives do you end up with there?
It's bad.
Can you guys put the claw down on the center line? Yeah, there's bandstand. Just put the claw down in the center line, please.
The Swarm has been around now for a little while. They've made their own weapon and they made the claw. And it's big, powerful, frightening, but it's also a little janky. Like, it's the Swarm that are making it. They're not the best engineers. It has like an inverse accuracy on it. So if you're shooting and you hold down the button, it actually gets more and more accurate. But then that sort of Swarm engineering comes into play where if you hold it for too long, it sort of starts like coughing a little bit, goes like, and the spread goes all over the place and it goes slower and like the kick gets harder to manage, and then you have to like let go and then start again to sort of get that sphere again. And so it's a very powerful weapon, but there's a little depth in it in like really controlling the accuracy and getting the most out of it.
I want hands. I'm shooting behind him, Marcus. Down.
Coming, you guys. Behind us. Let's see the guy behind us.
Did you ever get somebody on the ground? Just
That was elimination.
Still to actually-
That
oh yeah, there you go.
elimination.
Eliminated. You were completely eliminated.
But
Yeah. Your team got completely
That
eliminated.
was an
There nobody
elimination
on the
victory.
field there.
So there's a new winning condition now, which is if you wipe the whole team before they can respawn, you win the round.
Automatic.
Yeah.
We call it an elimination victory. It's just the team's not left standing, so you win.
You were close to 3-capping, but they actually killed everybody, muffed everybody up before the 3-cap happened. So we cut it short.
There's 2 on E.
I have a kill. Oh yeah, nades out.
So if I have 4 respawns, right,
Yeah.
and I spawn up at the end of the round, and then it ends, I lost that respawn now, right?
Right,
I'm not going up to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to really manage it. That end moment, especially when you're holy shit, you have to make that call, can I run there and get, actually impact this fight? Or should I hang back?
Yeah, so now it's actually down. Escalation used to go up for the respawn timer. Now it's down, so it's actually 10 seconds. So it's gonna go fast.
Well, we had no spawn, so we gotta, hit some shots. Right here, man.
Game point.
I couldn't even hear you if he was pushing.
Nice job.
Well done.
So on behalf of the whole coalition, we'd thanks everybody for coming out to the play test. I know it's Saturday and there's other things you could be doing, but we really appreciate you coming out. See you later.
Yeah, so developers,
But
so
we get
much.
to keep you guys around. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Later.
So now that you've played the latest version of Gears, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Oh man, I feel like it's a whole different game for me since my play style is kind of very fast or whatever or whatnot, and my movement is still fine, but I mean it's just way different than Gears of War 4. To be honest.
Well, I mean that's a great start. I mean we've tried to make it feel very Gearsy, feel very part of the legacy, but still feel very new. So that's really good news to us that it feels very different, but hopefully it still feels like Gears.
I also like how you have 5 lives or respawns. That's actually pretty cool.
I think you both ran out of lives at some point.
Did you as well?
No, I don't think I had 1 life.
One life left, managing that one
Yeah,
set.
I was saying
I ran out of lives so
Kidding,
fast at
1-0.
the start. I was going through it by round 4 or 5. It was not fun.
So that first half, playing your Gears 4 play style, and then you adapted in the second half. How did the sort of limited lives make you think differently about how you were playing?
Not having infinite lives off of respawn just changes your whole thought process. And when I was coming off respawn, I need to think do I want to use my respawn here? Do I want to go into a heavier fight location? Do I want to play more aggressive because of my lives? It just made me think about a lot of things based on how many lives I had. And towards the end of that game, the other team was running out of lives, so we knew that because I had 4 or 5 lives at that point and they were down to 1 or nothing, I knew that I could kind of just be aggressive and force them to kind of outskill me and get the kills like that.
You ran out of lives early and before first half. A few of you guys' team was low, and we'd see the opposite when you guys were trying to catch up because you were Cog were on a roll.
Yeah, I think we was all at one life at one point, and they had 4 lives, 3.
Yeah.
And we're all playing, and we're okay, we still got this, but we just can't die. You just can't.
I was so careless throughout that first half, and when I was out of lives, or when I was running low, I just started to feel it. And when I started getting lancered a little bit or shot a little bit more, I was I need to get the hell out of here. I can't be sitting here. It's such a huge role in the game that's missing in Gears 4, and I'm happy it's in this one because like you said before, there's such a big complaint about just kind of carelessly playing, and that lives factor alone just makes you have to think more and makes you care a lot more than you did before. So I like it a lot.
Awesome. It's one game. It's going to be a little bit hard to tell from a single game, but how did you feel about each side getting to pick?
I liked it a lot, but for me, at first it was kind of confusing because you were standing behind me and I was kind of lost a bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I started getting used to it, and I liked how you could place a weapon on your side of your choice, and it's just all strategy, like I said before. It's just pretty dope how you could place a snipe on my side, they'll place a drop on their side, and you could it's not an X. What did you guys call it again?
A denial.
A denial X on their side. I think Did we do? I think we did it to them on drop.
On our drop shot.
On our
right.
drop,
It's a weird drop.
Even though we should have did it on the claw, because that gun is just that gun is
It's strong.
very strong. Yeah.
That's my big consensus, like in my head from playing, is just it's so weird. Like there's a lot to take in, but just the way like the Gears of War is being played is just so much different, and I enjoy it more because it's not just the fighting in smokes or, you know, just head downing with a shotgun. I found myself again taking a lot more time and learning to just be, you know, more intellectual with my gameplay, which is, you know, what I've been asking for a while. So I'm very happy with that. It's like it's fun is the best way to probably put it.
What about for you?
It was just fun to play, to be honest. I just like the game.
Just felt slower, which for me is, you know,
More natural.
more natural. It feels normal. It feels like, I don't want to say it feels more like Gears, because I don't think that's the appropriate statement to say, but it's kind of like the best way I could think. I've been playing for 11 years and playing for that long. I've picked up playing through different Gears, and this one definitely gave me more of a like oh yeah, this is the Gears I love kind of thing.
We work on a game for, you know, over 2 years, almost 3 years, and it's something so special to see people outside the studio play it for the first time. And everybody here is super excited. I'm like incredibly excited to see the highest level of competitive play in our game, showcasing the latest ideas, the latest, you know, weapons, the latest action, latest strategies that like anybody's ever seen.
There is so much personality in Gears of War esports, and I really think that you can't see that anywhere else. So that's, you know, I just love it when we get, you know, a broadcast where you can see those personalities shine. Take that and add to that it's Gears of War 5. It's a game that nobody's seen yet. We've done so many things to make it better from the last one. You're really gonna wanna tune in and see it.
July 13th and 14th, we're going to have a Gears 5 tournament, an invitational, and we're going to bring 8 teams, fan favorites from around the world, to come together and show off what Versus is really like in Gears 5.
I'm so excited to see the pro players playing this at the invitational coming up. It's going to be not only the best Gears of War ever played, like live, it's also going to be, you know, the best shooter esports that anybody's ever seen. It's something that we can't wait for the pros to get a hand on, and all the fans to be able to get a look at. We work on these games for a long time, and we put a ton of passion and a ton of love into them, and I can't wait for the world to see it.
So if you were to like sort of sum up, you know, your experience today and like, you know, how you're looking forward to Gears of War 5, like what would it be?
I am 1000%. I just feel like this is gonna be like, I don't know how to explain it.
I'm very excited for it. Like what I played today makes me think like, can I steal one of these Xboxes and bring it home kind of thing?
The answer is definitely no. No, you can't.
It's
You
a
sure?
hard no on that one.
Yeah, but thank you so much for coming up to Vancouver to play here at the Coalition. We really appreciate it. We always love your input and feedback, and we hope you had fun.
It's
Thank
great
you.
to see you for the first time, up and comer. Like we might see you again some other times going forward. Yeah.
Yeah, you may not see me ever again. You know, who knows? But thank you guys for having us. I know we both appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, I do. Appreciate it.
It's a great experience, and I enjoy coming out here every time. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Kenny?
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Seeing Vic go through like all of this, it's kind of funny because it reminded me of myself. You know, when I've talked before about being an introvert and like not as comfortable with talking and all that kind of stuff. And when I first came here, I was quieter. I didn't say as much. It took me a while to open up a bit. And I feel like with him, I'm like kind of watching myself, just looking at myself going through the same thing. It's kind of funny to see, but it's also cool that I was here to kind of help him through it.
And we've had Kenny up here a few times, and you can definitely feel, you know, that sort of veteran in him. You know, he comes in, he knows most of us by now, right? And Victor's like a little shy, but they also have this, it's funny that they're like that because Victor is such an aggressive player. Like he goes like all in when he goes in. He goes for the kill every time, while like Kenny is a little bit more reserved where he, you know, supports his team. Obviously he's a really good killer as well, but supports his team and you know, you can see that he's more of a mentor as well.
Victor's still very young, and if he keeps on the same track that he is now, I wouldn't be surprised if he were to be the best player in the world.
He has huge potential. Whether he can turn that into, you know, delivery, we'll see. But the raw skill that he's got, the reaction time, the sniping he did today was amazing. It was literally about 3 to 4 head pops in about 5 to 6 seconds. It was fantastic.
You definitely have to keep an eye on whatever team Vic lands on or is still on, because he's such a talented player, and any team he goes on, he's automatically gonna boost the slaying capabilities of that team and, you know, positioning. He definitely has all the tools.
So coming into Gears of War 5, I believe Victor is pretty much going to maintain his superstar level that he has pretty much established on Gears 4 on Rise Nation. He's definitely a player to look out for. He's pretty much a superstar of his team, so not only will I be keeping an eye on him, but the rest of my teammates will as well.
I do believe he has the possibility to win a championship in the future, but it also depends on the people that's around him, and all the negativity that could come along that way depends how he handles it.
First of all, I wish him the best, like, for real. I wish everybody in Gears 5 the best. But when it comes, obviously, to us and him, to me and him, it will be me 100%. Why? Because we will beat him, and we will be there. Latin American region will be showing up, even in Gears 4 and in Gears 5.
I'm not really worried about what anybody says about me. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do in game and stuff like that, and that's why people are calling me the next big thing. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just being the best I can be.
The most important thing is he really has his mind open to learning about like the new game, learning from people like Kenny, and really trying to absorb as much as he can and grow.
He's at a great point for doing this, and I think he'll do just fine adapting to the different aspects of Gears 5. And I think, if anything, if he struggles a bit at first, it'll push him to try harder.
With Gears, it worked out. It came at the right place, at the right time in his life, I think. And I think he's gonna stay within the circuit for years and do his thing. And I'm gonna be like, I was at my house, I get off the game. We gotta do stuff. We wanna go outside, and I think he's gonna make it far. I do.
Yeah, of course. I wanna win multiple championships, multiple trophies. I wanna have the highest record, just winning every event, basically, every event. Like not losing once. Just being on that top level, that's where I wanna be. Like, I want to be higher than Optic right now. Like, not losing at all. Like, winning that first championship and just never losing after that one. That sounds like mad fun. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Simply, Danny is the king of Mexico.
He's relentless. He's got the most drive in the world.
When it comes down to Gears of War, the only player to have that much stardom is Danny.
Yeah, I would say our team is like a brotherhood.
When it came to me and Danny, it was very natural.
We've learned throughout the years that this is the way to win. You have to be a teammate, you have to be a team player. Things were going well with our team and everything.
If only I would have known what was coming next.
And then he betrayed us.
This guy is a guy that left his country to move to the United States and win a championship.
People used to come to me and tell me, like, you betrayed Mexico.
I got mad and I kicked him. I love him, but I was pretty mad.
I told them on main stage in Mexico, don't forget who your captain was.
And Danny honestly fears no person on this circuit.
I have no regrets, and I'm here to dominate Gears 5.
ELEAGUE is actually going to be the way you're going to see your first glimpse of Versus of Gears 5. And then in July 13th and 14th, we're going to have a Gears 5 tournament, an invitational, and we're going to bring 8 teams, fan favorites from around the world, to come together and show off what Versus is really like in Gears 5.
I'm so excited to see the pro players playing this at the Invitational coming up. We work on these games for a long, long time, and we put a ton of passion and a ton of love into them, and I can't wait for the world to see it.